But yesterday, Dylan Raiola spoke.
He
has a different vibe.
He was impressive.
You can tell he's a year older.
He was
Better
impressive.
I don't want to go all in on a press conference, but he's a year older. I like that.
He seemed like a leader. He seemed like he was.
Him and Rule are on the same page because they are speaking the same language. But the fact that he highlighted guys that were leading. Now, I don't know that he was involved in the Marty Brown conversations yesterday. Marty Brown probably got part of you or some of you last night before you went to bed, got you fully husked.
Yeah,
at the wrong time.
11:34.
Yeah,
why are we
Marty,
tweeting that late, Marty?
Kids stay up late.
Marty, you gotta. Your timing's got to be a little bit better.
The flux capacitor, Marty.
I'm talking about Brown. You can talk about McFly.
Doc Brown.
So he was in Lincoln yesterday, and he was taken to,
they went out to eat.
Breakfast, yes, with the head coach.
You recognize
the OC and the running back coach. So we sit and wait. The fact that he was in Lincoln shortly after he got back from Miami is a good thing for Nebraska. But what I was told from one side, and this is more of a general, this is how those negotiations, I'm going to say negotiations, or those meetings work.
Yeah.
So Nebraska's approach has been this. They sell you the vision.
Okay.
So they paint the picture of your development role.
Yep.
And also what your long-term value is. Mm-hmm. And they can hit that a little bit more because Marty Brown has 3 years.
Yeah.
Then I think this is where Rule in these situations is good because they do sell relationships over resources, where they either a high school kid or a portal guy, they try and build trust, which, you have to, there's probably part of Miami's pitch is, Nebraska ignored you when you're in high school.
Sure.
Why would we be recruiting you in high school? We're in Miami, but now we want you.
Yeah. And
Rule has to fight that a little bit, and without saying, Marty, I wasn't even here.
Yeah,
he can't go back and go, you know what? If I was here, we would have recruited you when you were a senior at prep. So they try and build trust right away.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. So I asked this question of somebody that is kind of familiar with the portal approach. Is they do the platform over the payment, and I said, what does that mean?
Okay.
And they told me that schools that, if a kid is there just for the bag, that discussion is one-sided.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But if you have a bag, but you also have value and you want that person to be part of your program, they said platform over payment. And I said, what does that mean? And they said, you highlight the exposure you're going to get of playing here. Now, I do know this because Watson Trent brought this up.
Okay.
The value of playing in the Big Ten. You have not heard that a lot from Nebraska recruits. Like, man, I can go play in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Nebraska...
Would you pitch that? Yeah. Because I feel like the SEC has pushed that,
okay,
right?
But think about it. The Big Ten has now won back-to-back national championships.
Yes.
So the value of playing in the Big Ten, Watson Trent brought that up. He could have stayed close to Georgia Southern.
Sure.
Played the SEC.
Yeah.
But he said to play in the Big Ten. When he said that a couple of weeks ago when he spoke, I was like, I don't think I've heard a portal guy or a recruit mention that.
Sure.
But they highlight the exposure, the style of play, and then what your path to the pros is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not even Rocco Spindler, when we interviewed him on a podcast, he said it's not like in your face. It's this is who we are. This is what we can do. This is where we see you. Now what's next?
Yeah.
And just a little bit knowing Marty is I think that resonates more than the flash and dash and the bright lights. And he's going to get paid and he deserves to get paid. But I think of the just normal approach of let's get to know each other, relationship, and this is where we see you. And you know what? this is our pitch. And I think, from what I understand is, and I asked somebody yesterday afternoon who, got a little bit of an intel, and they said, you know what, it was vibe is good, but you never know. You never know in these situations. So we'll see. But I like the think about the platform overpayment.
I like that. I like that too. But it is something. And you said pitch, right? You said pitch. 2 years ago, Matt Rule was at a presser, and this is when he was going through. I mean, I think he had already done the initial 2023 recruiting process, but this was the first time he was actually getting his feet in the ground, and he was establishing, "Hey, we are this," because 2023 was very much a, "Hey, we need to get guys, we need to get players."
Yep.
He was putting his feet in the ground, and someone brought, "Well, what's your pitch?" And this always stuck with me. He goes, "We don't pitch. There's no pitch here, right? We're not pitching at guys. What we're doing is we're just telling them, hey, this is our culture. This is how we're going to play.
Yep.
This is what we believe in. If you want to be a part of that, great. Awesome. If you don't, hey, good luck. They don't say, hey, you're not for us, right? But they essentially say, hey, you're not for us. And I think that is a very, that's what top programs do, in my opinion. Because you kind of play the game of you want to, I don't want to, it's a little bit like dating, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you love bomb them, or you're all over them, or you're always texting them, or you're
never heard that phrase. What is that phrase?
Love bombing? You never heard of love bombing? Where it's like, you're like, oh my God, you're great. Like you're always complimenting them, like you're overbearing on them, like you're like.
Is that your approach, like the first date?
No,
I thought you were saying it's like a bird bomb.
That's just something that happens, or it's like you're calling them all the time.
You strike me as a guy on the first date that would say, "I love you."
No, oh my God, no, the opposite.
What's your ring size?
Please, Mama wants grandkids.
No, God, no, I do not, dude.
Maybe that should be your approach.
Should that be on my Tinder?
Is your name
Mama
Myrtle?
Are
you fertile?
Strikes me as a town that
Jimmy.
A lot of women want to have kids.
What? Fertile Myrtle? It's not a bad thing. Some people would like that.
But
it didn't strike me as somebody that would date a Myrtle.
I don't strike you. That's
that's
true.
Who do
I strike you as to
Myrtle McMaster?
What name would I date? What do I strike you as?
Lexus.
Hell no.
You said that well, though. I like that.
Let me get the name that just started following me on Twitter.
It's not Miss Sprinkles again, is it? She's a big fan of the show.
Miss Lexa?
Anna Monica at 82097, who is looking for a serious relationship man.
I'm not a serious
Not just to hit it and
man.
quit it. She wants the long haul.
Jeez. How did this... Guys, we were talking about Marty Brown and recruiting and pitches.
They want a long relationship with each other, 3 years.
And getting running backs into a much-needed room, and now we're talking about hit it and quit it.
Getting dates in a much-needed room for you.
I'm not in that conversation. I'm trying to get Anna Monica's Twitter to load
I had someone follow.
Is it
like
slow
that.
again? It was acting up earlier. Not hers. I was looking up something else on the Twitter.
So we sit and wait. Wouldn't that be on brand for Nebraska in the offseason and the spring portal? Is the two positions they get is a running back and a punter?
That would be funny, considering the fact that they already got a punter in the portal before. That would be really, really funny if they got a running back and a punter. But I think they approach recruiting well. I think it's a good approach. I like the platform over. What is it? Platform over payment?
Yes, she's a cop.
Oh, nice.
Like an actual cop.
Thank you for your service.
Some handcuffs in her pictures.
Hey, make sure you have the key. Trust me.
She's a cop that is with a dog.
Nice. You like dogs.
She is not followed by anyone
really.
You're following. She follows 1,152 people.
And she's being followed by how many?
42. Let's see if one of them is Nebraska Ball Mike.
Or anybody else we know.
Oh, my God. Coach. Wow.
Hey, Coach Rule.
Hey, Coach Rule. I saw you were following this person on Twitter.
No. Hey. That's what you have to be careful with. There are so many sleuths out there. Look at, I'll give you an example. Let's continue to use Marty as an example. I got to bring up his Twitter here.
I'm so sad. We don't get to see Shannon Sharp talk about Shedeur Sanders today.
No, trust me. Everyone else is. That's all they're going to
He was on his show last night. So his tweet with the head coach, the OC, and the running back coach has already gotten 51,000 views.
It's a lot.
Jeez.
That fills up some stadiums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oregon. Packed house.
Lot of current players are following him.
Oh,
Yep.
Friends.
Yep.
Do you play that game? I hate that game. That might be my least favorite game in sports.
So Parker Gabriel, who used to work at the Journal-Star, now covers the Broncos for the Denver Post.
Friend of the show.
So we both went through some coaching searches around here, and he had a trick on how you can find out who has started following. Because, it's a little bit jumbled.
Yeah.
He said there's a trick that they used to get the followers in
Chronological
order. Yeah,
order.
chronological order.
Okay.
Yeah, that made it a lot easier.
Sure.
So then they were able to start to piece things together.
Wow.
Yeah.
Journalism.
But
Man.
here's I'm playing detective here. There's a lot of times the head coach will not start following a prospect until it's almost a done deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Now, I was about to say before you said that very important piece of information, this is my least favorite game in all of sports. Okay. The amount of times we've endured he unfollowed the team. He blocked the team.
George Pickens.
He deleted his pictures. He's no longer following this guy.
People do that at
and
work.
then nothing ended up happening, or an extension ended up happening. It's just all fugazi. It's a whizzy. It's a woozy. It's fairy dust. It doesn't exist.
The name would be Marty, by the way. All right, Mike Schaefer is coming up at the top of the hour.
What do you mean?
I can see you dating a Marty.
No.
Why?
My mom's name's Marty.
You like your mom, right?
Yeah.
Sounds like a great lady. I'm a fan.
Just think you'd never get it confused.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Hey,